Alrighty, yo, so we're here and we're going to be looking at the Japanese tier list. The first time ever in 2025. Actually, it's been months. It's been months since I've looked at the Japanese tier list. I don't even know what this looks like today. Obviously, the last time I looked at the Japanese tier list was probably, I don't know, because it wasn't during the anniversary. It wasn't any time after the anniversary. It wasn't any time since August. Like, I think it's been literally, I think last time I looked at it was Crown or something. I'm not even sure, but it has been such a long time since I looked at the Japanese tier list. So I want to take a look and see what it's looking like right now, because obviously we have everyone's favorite website, Pridewin, right? Like, we have Pridewin and we know their rankings and stuff like that, and a lot of people don't really agree with Pridewin's rankings sometimes, which is understandable to an extent. Like, for example, what is this? They have freaking Asuka in what's it called, triple S in low deficit, but then have Cinderella and SS in low deficit. Like, no, I don't even agree with that personally. I'm not saying that their like tier list is just completely wrong or anything, but there are some questionable stuff that not only me but a lot of other people do like look at when it comes to Pridewin. But a lot of people say that Japanese players are the people who put a lot of time and effort into, their calculations and stuff like that, and actually like are considerate when it comes to their tiers. So we're going to take a look at that, and I'm going to give my little 2 cents on it. So yeah, subscribe and like if you enjoy it. Let's take a look. So they already ranked Mast and Anchor. Wow. I think the fact that Mast is higher than Anchor is funny. I mean, I would say overall as a support, everyone's rating, like the Mast rating should be higher than Anchor's. I do feel like you need Anchor for Mast to really pop off, but in terms of just general support, yeah, Mast is definitely better as a supporter than Anchor, I would say. So okay, so let's take a look, the whole thing. So at Triple S, I remember there was only a few characters here. At Triple S, they have Cinderella, Scarlet Black Shadow, Crown, Red Rappy, which is Rappy Red Hood. I call it Red Rappy, and then Red Hood. Yeah, I agree. And I only agree because I would say like my top 5 are those characters, right? I have Red Hood Rappy at 1, right? I don't know if this is in order because they have Crown, then Red Hood Rappy, then Cinderella, then Scarlet Black Shadow, then Red Hood. I don't know if that's ordered, but for me, I have Red Hood Rappy at 1, Crown at 2, Red Hood at 3, Cinderella at 4, Scarlet Black Shadow at 5. That's my ranking right now for them, right? And then I have Litter at 6, right? So that's my like little order right there for my top 6, I guess. But I do fully agree with the SS tier. I do think these 5 characters right here, I don't think there's anybody else genuinely that could make the cut for SSS. Maybe Modernia back then, but again, not now. She is still useful, but not to the extent of, where I would say, like just not to the extent of today's meta, right? I'm not gonna lie to you guys, right? In SS we have D Killer Wife Tia. The fact that Tia is still there, like I don't know if the Japanese tier list brings characters up and like lowers their ratings, because like for example, right? Let me give you guys a good example here. Who is a character that I would say has fallen off? SS that should not be an SS. I mean, I wouldn't say Tia shouldn't be an SS. It's just because obviously, like, when you think of Tia, you think of Naga. But now when you think of Naga, you think of Crown. So it's like a lot of people are like, why is it like a lot of people will probably sit here and be like, why is Tia in SS? She's not even used anymore. It doesn't change the fact that the character is still very good, right? Like, I mean, yeah, and again, that can be said about a lot of these other characters. Like, mind you, a lot of the characters that are probably in lower tiers now used to be considered the best characters in the game. Now, I'm not gonna lie, I don't agree with this personally. Rouge in S plus and Tia in SS. I don't agree with that. I don't. Like, don't get me wrong, I think Rouge, like, okay, if you're talking about a general support, yeah, I think Tia is actually doing more as a general support for the team than Rouge. Like, a lot of people think of Rouge and they're like, okay, Rouge is only buffing up Cinderella and Maiden, and then helping out the bunny girls, right? But to me, Rouge doesn't have that big of a damaging buff, right? But obviously when it comes to max HP buff, Rouge is crazy with that. And then again, a lot of the people wouldn't really consider that to be anything crazy, because having a crazy max HP buff doesn't really matter to a lot of the characters in the game besides them just getting more HP, right? But when it comes to characters like Cinderella, when it comes to characters like Maiden, these are characters that even 2B, I believe, these are characters that having more HP makes them a lot stronger. So Rouge with these specific characters looks crazy, right? But Rouge overall, I would still probably put Rouge overall in SS personally, but I can understand if we're looking at it from a standpoint of what is she doing, right? And how does that affect all the characters in the game rather than one specific character, right? Like, don't get me wrong, Biscuit is a great character. She's an S plus, right? But I would say Biscuit makes Bae actually go crazy, right? Well, Bae does it herself, but having Biscuit is even better, right? I'm not gonna put Biscuit in a super high tier because of what she does for that one character compared to everybody in the game, right? That's just common sense. So I can understand it 1,000,000,000% of why Rouge is an S plus, right? Is there anybody in SS that I feel like does not belong in tier 3? No, I think everybody, maybe Quincy, maybe Alt Quincy. Like, don't get me wrong, she's not bad, but I don't understand why Alt Quincy's up there. But then you have Guillotine and Phantom in S plus. Like, in my eyes, Guillotine and Phantom are all the same. I'm not even gonna lie to you guys. In my eyes, Guillotine and Phantom are all the same. Yeah, I mean, yeah, I don't know. Yeah, I guess so. Maybe, like, I would still say Quincy is better out of the three. Like, if I was comparing Quincy, Guillotine, Phantom, I would say Guillotine or Quincy is the best, sure. But like, for me personally, I do see Guillotine, Phantom, and Quincy all kind of in the same league. But sure, if I do think Quincy is the best out of those three. Rosanna in S plus, Rem in S plus, I don't even know if I agree with that too, like, fully. Don't get me wrong, she's great. Like, Rem is great. Overall, she's great, but I don't really find that much use in her unless you're running her with rocket launcher characters, and then even still, it's not like all that. I think I agree with everybody in the Burst 3 section for S plus. Right, I think I 1,000,000,000% agree with everybody in the S plus for Burst 3. And Burst 1, I would say so. If Exia's up there, it's because of favorite item Exia, which is very valid. I do agree with that 1,000,000,000%. Exia with her favorite item is very, very powerful. Now, I know for a fact they don't have Helm and her favorite item ranked because Helm is still an S plus. For me, Helm is a top 10 character in the game. Her favorite item. I'm not even trying to troll, like, so serious. Oh, I'm sorry about that. It's a little Pride ads, right? Did Pride ever update it? It doesn't look like it. But for me, Helm's favorite item puts her in the top 10, right? If I had to tell you guys my top 10, it would be, like I said, Red Hood Rappy, Crown, Red Hood, Cinderella, Scarlet Black Shadow, Lit Her. Then I would probably have Naga there, and then probably Helm, or I would have Helm then Naga. Like, Helm is up there for me. She's just so good. She does too much damage. She has a very fantastic support, sustain to an extent with the heals and stuff like that. Very, very powerful in my opinion. Okay, so A is the lowest tier they have, and let's take a look at the lowest tier. Yeah, I agree. I think it's funny sometimes. Generally, I do think it's funny sometimes how people sit there and say, I don't know, is there more? Because where is Crow? Where is Crow? I don't know where Crow is. I guess they just didn't rank her. Like, I guess they just didn't rank her. Oh, so okay, so what is this? Who do you think is the strongest Nikke? So this is their order? Really? I don't. Okay, what is this? Their top 10? No, that can't be right. This is horrible. Because Emma's there. What? No, this is horrible. This is horrible. Their top 3, they have Red Hood and Laplace. What? Red Hood, Rappy, and Cinderella. I guess they just didn't even rank Crow. Okay, that's funny. Anyways, okay. Well, okay. Overall, let's just get back on topic, right? When it comes to Mast and Anchor, S plus, sure. I think that's fine. I think they're very good characters, actually. I do think S plus is fine for them. Maybe S, especially for Anchor as a solo character. S for Anchor. As a solo character, probably S plus for Mass, I would say. Other than that, both of them together are S plus. That's fine. I don't feel like 2B is stronger than Haran. I don't feel like 2B is stronger than Bunny Soda at all. I don't feel like 2B is stronger. And when I say stronger, I don't mean damage-wise. I just mean better. Well, I mean, I would say 2B is probably better than Haran. Maybe not. I don't even know. But I definitely wouldn't say she's better than Maid Privity. So I'm not sure why 2B is that high. Again, this is probably one of those lists where like they put characters up here and then never look at them again past that point, right? It's kind of like what happened with Pridewin and freaking the OG Scarlet for quite some time. Like for a long time, they had this Scarlet at triple S for every category, right? And it was already like we were at a point in Nikke where she just was not triple S anymore, right? And that's fine. Like, yeah, I don't expect people to freaking readjust their tier list every single time they update their tier list, but there are a lot of people who do tier lists and then forget to update characters from the past. Their ranking characters is based on how good they were during their time, right? Where in today's meta, they're not that good. Like a good example of a character who was very good back then that is just not as popular or good right now is Dala, right? Dala is a perfect example. Dala was one of the best, if not the very best burst 2 character back in the days, right? But as time went by, you don't need many burst 2 characters. You need basically 5. They dropped a boatload of burst 2 characters that just ended up being better than Dala, and now you rarely ever see people talking about Dala, heck, even using Dala, right? It's just how like meta works. That's just how meta works. That's just how time works. But yeah, I mean, do I agree with the Japanese tier list? From what I'm seeing here, I do agree with it. I do agree with it to an extent. I don't think it's wrong. I just think there's some rankings here that are questionable. For example, if I'm looking at this tier right here, right? I'm sorry, but no, I don't have Nihilister over Bay. I mean, I don't know why Nihilister is over Bay, but I don't agree. And you guys probably know why, but you guys let me know what you think. Like, let me take a look at the tier list for yourself. Let me know if you guys agree. If you don't, this is the full tier list, I guess. Do you guys agree with the rankings? Do you guys think this is bullshit? Do you guys think this is a good ranking? I agree with everybody in the SSS, like the triple S tier. I agree with that, but you guys let me know what you think. It's your boy Zxous. I'm out. Peace.